think we got some good signs up here anyway.
Hide behind.
All right, good morning. What a great day this is. We're glad you're here, and what a great celebration we should be having. You know, today we're celebrating 50 years. That's a half century for some of you in here that didn't finish high school. Title IX success for women has been amazing. You know, I started my career as a high school basketball coach along with football. And the basketball was women's basketball. And it started right after Title IX was enacted. So I've seen firsthand the success of what's happened to Title IX. Maybe one of the best kept secrets up here that's happened in this building. And again, it happened 50 years ago. And so today we're celebrating that huge success. Why? Because it made a level playing field for men and women in sports. Back during my early years of coaching, there might have been 3 to 5% of women that played high school sports. And after the enactment of Title IX, you could see it go straight up. What did it do? It allowed financial success and balance in men and women's sports, facilities, balance in men and women's sports. And I think one of the big things, it started and allowed women to participate in different sports. Used to, you had women's basketball, maybe a little bit of track, but after Title IX, you saw men and women's track, you saw men and women's volleyball, you saw men and women's soccer. And the one thing that's really exploded over the last dozen or so years is men play baseball, women play softball. And it is one of the fastest growing sports in our country, all because of Title IX. What did Title IX do? It made, if you were getting federal money, it made everybody make it equal and a level playing field for women in sports, the same as men. Since 1972, female participation in sports, in college, and scholarships has risen 600%. Now that's an amazing stat. 50 years ago, there were very few scholarships for women in college and sports. Since then, 600%. Young girls were given the opportunity to earn scholarships through hard work and dedication. And that's what you learn, especially at a younger age. You learn time, you learn work ethic, you learn dedication, how to work with your teammates, how to follow the rules, how to handle winning, and how to handle losing. A lot of people don't understand that. Sports can transform lives. I've seen it many, many times. I've seen people change their lives because of sports. Title IX has benefited our female athletes because they can compete not only on a local stage, but now they can compete on a national level. And if you look all over the world, because of the World Games and the Olympics, we have some of the best athletes in women's sports all over the world stage because of Title IX. So today, the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we reflect on its impact of all the generations. But as we learned just this morning, the Biden administration is threatening to undo Title IX's progress in women's sports. That happened just this morning. What a day to celebrate, and what a day to get hit upside the head with this new legislation. Their proposed rule would expand Title IX's definition of sex, not male and female, but it would include gender identity, to where you can identify whoever you want to be identified as. Democrats basically are forcing politics onto the playing field. Allowing athletes to self-identify into a gender category erodes the gains that women have made over the past 50 years, and it ignores the biological differences between male and female athletes. That's because biological males who have gone through puberty are stronger, bigger, and faster. It's a known fact. In the last 4 years, biological males in women's sports have won 22 championships in women's sports. Think about that. Men playing in women's sports, I guess they're proud of it, have won 22 times just in the last few years. Basically, that means this rule and some in the past, women are playing for second, third, and fourth. How can you give a post-game locker room speech or a halftime speech to a young lady knowing that she's not competing to win, she's competing for second? This is about fairness. Title IX sent the message to female athletes everywhere, you can compete and you can win. It's up to us to preserve this fairness. So in the light of what the Biden administration just announced in a few minutes, I'll be calling up the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act on the floor in the live UC. We will see if Democrats will stand with me to protect women's rights. So now I've got a few other senators that want to make a few comments, and I'd like to introduce Senator Hyde Smith.